Okay, for those that are wondering, this is a Ford 4-door F350 dually. How do you get here? Well, you start with a Tamiya F350 3/4 ton single wheel, and you cut the frame and add a 3.5-inch aluminum extension to make up for the 4 doors. And you need this piece for a cab mount, and it comes in the kit. That kit's $300 or $400, so you're going to start off spending $400 and only use some of the parts. I went with, and I got rid of the 3-speed transmission and motor and put in a transmission transfer case 2-speed with a 540 35 turn motor, I think. I can't remember. And added a engine cover with a fan. Got rid of the front leaf springs, added inner spring air shocks, 4-link suspension. Got rid of the plastic axles, added metal unlocking differential axles for the front. I had also bought the 4-link lift kit for the F350 Tamiya, so that's that piece hanging off the frame. And then this rear link in the back is a stabilizer bar. I actually have a 99 Ford F350 lifted, and I had to put rear stabilizer bars on the back for axle wrap. This truck technically would have a 12-inch lift block in the back, so without a stabilizer bar you would have axle wrap. I went with the springs in the back for 2 reasons. One, carry the weight when I'm hauling rock crawlers, and 2, I don't need a torsion bar for motor torque. Those are the 2 or 4 Tamiya shocks that came with it. They're basically useless. They're just for looks. The front shocks do actually carry the front end. Drive shaft angles. My motor transmission transfer case was not low enough or far enough back, so I added a second transfer case to my transfer case. In there you can see a U-joint going from the transfer case to a transfer case that's hiding, and it dropped my drive angle, and added a 1.5 to 1 gear ratio. So the truck has decent speed, but it has a lot of power. It'll actually pull the front tires off the ground if you goose it or if the trailer gets hung up. Then I added a servo winch, running the cable through a brass tube all the way to the front. It will pick up the whole weight of the truck, which is about 12 pounds. The motor has 2 fans. The ECS has 1. I did away with the off-on switch. Put a connector when you plug the battery in. Everything comes on. Put the receiver on a stand. Not really wanting to put nothing in the water, but it's high enough to go in at least 4 or 5 inches of water without a problem. Transmission servo. The locker servo over here. Not sure if I like that or not, but anyway, it's in there. I used a front or a shock mount, multiple position shock mount on the rear leaf springs to compensate for the axial rear leaf mount. I didn't use the Tamiya. I needed more lift. I was trying to build a scale truck, but ended up building basically a scaled truck with a 12-inch lift kit, 45-inch IROC Super Swampers, dual wheels, and the dual wheel kit. The dual wheels are good. They are designed to be bolted together, and that didn't work for these big tires, so I had to cut a piece of aluminum tubing and make a 3/4 inch wheel spacer, which would calculate out to 9 inches. I don't think I've ever seen a 9-inch wheel spacer, but I have one right here, which works pretty good. These, by the way, are the tires that come on a Redcat Gen 7 Pro. Some of the best tires on the cheapest kit or cheapest truck ready to run I've ever seen overall. And I've got Traxxas, 2 Traxxas, Tamiya, a Charisma, and a MST CFX, and the Redcat overall came with the best tires out of the box. They're soft, they're grippy. So I ordered another set to go with the set that I had so I could put duals on this. The cab and bed. You can't get 4-door glass, so you order 2 single cab glass and you cut and glue and stick. And the cab comes separate from the bed, so you attach. This hole is here, but they don't make a base, or I haven't found a base for a 3. This base fits these 2, and this hole was extra for a base that fit 3, but I've never found one. So I put a clamp in there, plastic, in that hole, drilled a hole in the bed, and I attached it. But then I put 4 screws from the bed of the cab, notched the glass out, and added some super glue. So my bed and cab are all one piece, and that is a Tamiya bed lift that I've added the cab to. And these are rubber mirrors. The Tamiya mirrors were broke off in the first 45 minutes because they flipped over top heavy. And no dual wheels means no wide butt, so it's not very stable. This one's pretty stable. This will actually rock crawl a little bit. It's not fantastic, given that the rear end is leaf spring, but it does crawl and have some give in the front end. Gooseneck hitch. Well, this was a stabilizer bar I had on another truck. Actually, it was on the Tamiya F350 because it rolled to the left side like it had a fat guy driving. So I put that in there, and that stabilized the truck. This truck doesn't really need it, but I thought I might add it for looks, but I hadn't done it yet. But that is a ball that came in something or another that actually measures out to 2 5/16, so it is a gooseneck ball. And on my gooseneck trailer, for the hitch, I used a grease gun end that would be on the grease gun, metal, and this ball and that grease gun fit together just like a grease fitting. You could use a grease fitting in the place of that, but that is actually a ball. And then for the rear hitch, had to do a little bending and folding and get it low enough that it didn't get into play in the contact with the cab raising, so it's kind of low. It works, but it's really low. I guess that's about it. Steering, that's a whole nother video. I got lots of things to say about steering. You'll be surprised where the steering servo is on this truck. Anyway, have a good day. God bless you.